Hi everyone, I'm Jay. Call the police. Why is that, Jay? Because there's been a Burda. Okay, you will only get that joke if you watched Tagger in the 1980s. Crap puns aside, the new Burda is out and it's really, really good. I did do a review of the Burda last month, but I really didn't like it last month, and because I did a vlog about Fibre Mood that I didn't like either, didn't want to release two vlogs that was just me moaning really about these magazines, because I thought I'm just going to get a rep for somebody that comes on and slags things off, and I don't actually want to do that. It was just a coincidence that I didn't like either of last month's magazines. But this month I am so pleased. I bought this at WH Smith's on the way to Southampton, and I was so excited to see it out. I think it must have only been out one day or so. So this is the August Burda, and I'm going to pop photographs in because I think that it's probably easier for you to look at than me just holding the wobbly magazine. But I am incredibly impressed with this month's Burda. It's got more styles in that I think I will sew than any copy I've ever seen. So they've kind of really redeemed themselves from last month's. So starting off, we have got this long leopard print coat with this really nice button band on the front. Now I wouldn't wear this coat, but I think it's a really nice style. I think it's classic but also modern, and I really love how they've styled it with the royal blue, or would you call it cobalt blue, accessories. I think that they've taken something that is quite classic and they've made it look really not just modern but a little bit edgy and cool. So I really love that. It's a knee-length coat sewn with a fine and shimmering jacquard tiger print. On the next page we have got this skirt which they've shown with a ready-to-wear jacket in a yellow colour, and I think that I've styled it so well. And this skirt has 6 darts on the front and 2 on the back. I don't ever make pencil skirts. I don't think they really flatter my shape. I prefer a tulip skirt, but I think that if I was going to make one, that would be brilliant because I've got small waist, big bum, so those darts would really shape me nicely. The third pattern is this one, which again I think that they have styled brilliantly. I think that they've made the sample up in a gorgeous fabric, and I have got a similar fabric that I'm going to make it in that I will show you now. I picked this fabric up in Walthamstow, and I was actually going to sell it in my shop, and I will sell what I don't use. But when I saw this dress, I don't normally copy patterns, but the stripe that they've used is so similar to this. I mean, obviously this hasn't got the blue on it, but it's got the pink and the tan and the light pink, and it's like a poly viscose. It's got a lovely drape. I think it's quite stable. It's more stable than viscose, just plain viscose, so I think it's going to be really easy to sew with. I am so excited about this pattern. I think that it is just so so cool. It's going to look so stylish. You could easily wear that to the office if you made it up in like a plain, like, can you imagine that in electric blue? It would look amazing. In fact, I've got some more fabric that I think would also look amazing in as well, which I'll show you. This is a poly viscose crepe from the man outside Sainsbury's at Walthamstow, and I just think again this would look amazing in this dress. And I think it's going to be an easy sew as well. It's got an elastic waist, so it's going to be easy to fit. And even the sleeves, I wouldn't normally wear sleeves like that. I think they're going to look great, and I think actually you could make the sleeves, you could cut and spread the pattern to make the sleeves more ballooned, which would look even more dramatic. I'd probably shorten the skirt a bit for the proportions for me. But anyway, we're going to be here all day and I'm only on page 13, but love, love, love. Next up, another pattern that I would sew is this jacket with these, they're called ball sleeves. I mean, obviously in Burda it's German, you don't always get the translation perfect, but these sleeves are really different, and I really like them, and I love the asymmetric finishing. And it's actually their sewing lesson one, which means that it's quite a simple pattern. If I was going to make it, I would extend the front button placket so that it goes over your shoulder like that, and have 2 buttons holding it on there. And I think that would actually be really easy adjustment to make, because you would just extend that part there to your shoulder, and instead of having those buttons there, you'd move those buttons to there. I think that in order to get it on and off easily, you would really be good if you use those magnetic clasps, the sort that you get in bags there. But I've got some of those. So I would really like to try making that, and I think it looks like, again, it would be an easy and quick sew. I think it's, is it unlined? I think it's unlined, but I'd probably line it. Okay, next up, another one that I like. We have got this long dress with bishop sleeves. I know bishop sleeves are in at the moment, and to be honest, I can't get enough of them. I love them. I like this v-neck dress. I like the fact that it's not a wrap dress, because I feel like everything has been wrap dress lately, and I like a v-neck without a wrap because it uses less fabric. I mean, how thrifty is that? I like this pattern. Again, it looks like it'd be a quick, easy sew. This particular one, they've done it as a tall dress, so it's in sizes 72 to 88. I don't know what they are in Burda style. If I was going to make that, I would have to shorten the bodice and shorten, I always have to shorten the skirt. I actually think that although I'm only 5'3", I think my torso is standard size. Say my torso is the same length as like somebody who was 5'6", and all my shortness is in my legs. So to be honest, that makes it quite easy for adjusting patterns, because I just have to shorten the hem really. Next up, some more, another pattern that I love. Look at these trousers. I think they're so cool. I think that these pleats on the bottom are so lovely. I think that the sample, whoever's doing the design for this issue is on fire. I think that sample just looks perfect. I think the styling looks perfect. I think the fabric choice is perfect, which is really unusual for Burda. I mean, I think Burda usually produce some stinkers. That is gorgeous. I love it. I'd definitely make these trousers. I think that it says sturdy double jersey, so you can make them in ponte, so they'd be really comfy as well. I think that in this kind of, I don't know what colour you'd call that ponte. It's like a, an olive colour. I think that looks gorgeous. I think they look gorgeous. I think they look so classy. Next up, we have got a t-shirt with ruched sleeves, which is fine, you know. I mean, I don't like ruched sleeves, but it's fine. It's nice. Super easy to make. And then we've got a blouse with raglan sleeves gathered at the neck, which again, I think is really fashionable. I think it's just dead cool. Let's have a look at the sample. I don't think the sample that they've chosen shows it particularly well. But I think it's very reminiscent of the Wilder gown that's out at the moment, and I think that if you put a stand collar on instead of the ordinary turn down collar, it would look very reminiscent of the Wilder gown. I mean, obviously it's not like it because it's got the button placket on. It's a shirt, not a dress, but I think if you were going for that vibe, it's got the raglan sleeves and the gathers at the neck, and I just think that's really, really bang on trend. Next up, they've got these amazing skinny jeans that they've made in like a gorgeous, they've called it bottle green, but I think it's like a petrol colour, stretched leather, and I just think it's amazing. I'm not going to wear leather trousers. My bum is not going to get in leather trousers, but I think they look amazing on the model. I think they look amazing the way that they've styled them. And I just think thumbs up Burda, well done. And I think even if you wanted to make those jeans out of denim, they're proper jeans. They've got like a yoke on the back. They're low-waisted, which is not a good look for me. I'm better off with high-waisted ones. But I think they're a lovely style. Next up, we've got the sewing lesson for that jacket, which looks nice and simple. Then we've got, you know, Burda always do the retro style ones. So they do a reproduction of a pattern that they had back in the olden days. This one is from, what year? Anyway, I like it a lot. I think it's nice. So it's from 1957. It's lovely. Next up, More patterns that I like. I told you that Burda are on fire this month. They've got this jacket which they have made in this flower fabric, which I think looks nice actually, but I don't think it really shows off the style lines of the jacket. I wish they'd kind of made it in something else, but I can understand why they made it in that for this shoot. I think that this is a kind of quite a cool jacket. If I was gonna make like a tailored jacket for work, if you made that in a black twill, it would look really smart but also really kind of funky, I think. Then we've got these trousers which are like combat pants, but they're kind of like wide leg trousers but with the combat style, but actually they sound like they'd be really frumpy, but actually they're lovely. I think they're really nice, and they've got like an inlaid belt, like you make a belt to go through these long belt loops, and I think it just looks really, really cool. They've made them up in a brocade, which is kind of like a weird choice, but sort of works for the model. I wouldn't make them in that. I wouldn't make them in khaki. I don't know. Maybe like some, if you'd got some like lilac tencel or something flowy, they'd look quite cool in that. Maybe like the crepes that I've just shown you, you know, those kind of viscosey, flowy dress fabrics, they would look really good in those. I really want to make so many of these patterns. Next up, we've got the blouse that was on the front cover, and I absolutely flipping love it. And I love this floral fabric that they've made it up in. I love the way they've styled her hair even. Looks like she's run through a beautiful bush, and I think that it would just look really cool, just made up as a blouse. Do you pull it on, or I'm not sure how it fastens, whether it's got a zip in it anywhere. It says that you need 14 buttons, but it doesn't show. It shows 6 buttons for, there's a button band at the bottom. That would be a pain to get on and off. Next up, we've got a dress that isn't my cup of tea, but I still think is really nice and really different. It is this dress here with these really cool style lines that run down the raglan sleeves and down through the centre, and just gives you a great opportunity to mix your prints. If you want to have mixing prints like they have done on here, they've put like some kind of black checked fabric on the contrast panel, and then like a floral in the rest of the dress, and I think it works really well. I really like that. Then we've got a cami top, which is fine. It's a cami top. It's got some trim on that version. It's not really doing anything for me, but it's kind of, you know, probably like a bit of a wardrobe staple if you're one of the 3 people left in the world that haven't got the Ogden cami pattern. Then we've got this gourd skirt, and it's very swishy. I like the way that I like the fabric that they've made it up in. I like the way that they've styled it with these kind of wellies. It gives it real like festival, like Sloane Girl at a festival. I wouldn't make that skirt. It's just not my style, but I think it's nice. I think it's different. Then we've got they've described it as a shirt, but I think it's more of a jumper. I really love the style lines of it. I love this centre panel and the sleeves that are kind of sheared. I think that it would just look really cool on. They have made it up in, looks like a kind of knit fabric. I'm not sure whether that pattern is for knits or wovens. You can't really see the style lines the way that they've made it up. Okay, so the jumper is for knit fabrics only. It's lightweight knits. Okay, so now we're on to the patterns for the larger sizes. I really like this first one, which is like a slightly 1960s style jumper. It's described as a tunic, and it's got a shawl collar, a side tying shawl collar, cropped sleeves, and I think that's really nice. Next up, we've got a jacket that I like. It's got leather sleeves, and again, I like the styling. I like the fact that it's kind of smart casual, I suppose. You could wear it to work, but it's got an edge. I really like that. So it's kind of got a bit of a moto vibe about it, but it's not a moto jacket. I think it would look really smart zipped up or quite casual closed. I really like that. Next up we've got a tunic, which has got a real 1960s feel, and they've made up in this sort of poochy type print. I love those two little buttons on the collar, and I really like these culottes, which are basically like just cropped like boot cut trousers really. I think they're really nice. I really like the styling. They've made them up here in a tweed, and I like those. And then here we've got the tunic again with the tie collar, and they've made it up in a print, and again I quite like that. They've kind of gone for this 1960s vibe with this shoot, and I like it a lot. And then we've got what must be another version of the top that had got the two buttons there. It's a dress with just a single button, and I like it. I really like that. I think often when I look at the larger size clothes, they just are so boring, but I think that Burda have made an effort here to make these more interesting and make them you know, have shape and cut and darts in them and things. Here we've got a shirt with a V-neck collarless shirt. It's described as a blouse. They've made it up in a shirting with these white sleeves with these triple pleated cuffs, which I think are really cool. I love the way that they've done it, and I think that this picture here shows it off much better. I really like that, but I think those sleeves with the triple turns are really nice, really different. Right, next it shows you how to make a makeup bag. Here is another version of those trousers that I was talking about, and this version have got tabs on the ankle, which reminds me of Kylie circa 2002. But I do really like them, and actually they've made them in a real drapey fabric here. They've described it as a twill. It must be like a drapey twill. Like those. Then they've made a V-neck jumper. They've called it a shirt, so maybe it's in a woven fabric, with a stripe down the side. And then this is another version of the blouse that I like, that's got all the buttons on the bottom band. And I love the styling here. So this suit jacket, which I would never wear, never have anywhere to wear it to, but I think if you do go to work, then that's a lovely jacket to wear. I think it's just so smart. I think the sample that they've sewed fits brilliantly on her. I love the pleats. I think it's really cool. I love the central dart. Then we've got that shirt again with the ruched sleeves, which again I like the way that they've made it up. I wouldn't wear that fabric, but I think it looks good the way that they've made it up. This is a skirt with some kind of weird fins, which I suppose could look really nice if you used delicate fabric. I quite like the way that they've made it, although I wouldn't be my choice. But I imagine it would look good if you were going somewhere special. Then we've got the dress with the contrast neckline, the raglan sleeves. I think that looks really big on her. But I think it looks nice in one colour with the sort of contrast things. Then we've got the very sort of 90s shirt with the sheared cuffs. Love those sunglasses. Oh, it's Gucci, that's why I like them. Then we've got the jacket that I like. They've made it up in a knit fabric, and I think it looks so cool. I think it looks such a kind of cosy cardi. And she's got it open there, and I think it looks really, really different. I love that. If you could buy like a cut and sew knit, which isn't too easy to get, but it gets hold of some of that. I love that. Then we've got the cami again, the skirt again with all the darts in. And I think that's pretty much it for this. Oh no, we've got the kids version. We've got the kids patterns. So the kids patterns are unisex, which I don't know why kids clothes aren't unisex anyway. I don't know why all clothes are bloody unisex. Surely if people want to wear what they wear, you know. So we've got like a long tunic dress that they've put some applique on, which is quite cute. Some drawstring trousers that go up to size 134, which I don't know, is that like age 11 or something? Then we've got the same trousers with made up in a corduroy. Then we've got a little, they're describing it as a parka, but it's like a shirty coat sort of thing, like an overshirt. But I think that's lovely. I think it looks great. Oh right, sorry. There's a jacket that the boy's wearing, which has got a patch pocket on, that they've made up in denim with like a shearling collar. And then the girl is wearing a yellow coat, which is a parka, which is really lovely. I love that. It's a shame it only goes to 134 because I would be interested in that. I think those pockets are lovely as well. You could definitely nick the pockets. Then we've got a hoodie, but the hoodie has got like a really cute twist front detail, like a knotted hem. I don't know how they do that, but I really like it. I think it looks great. And then we've got a preview for next month's, which doesn't really show you a lot. It kind of shows you the shoots that they're going to be doing. Shows a designer pattern, which looks really, really cool. But I have to say, Burda, hats off to you this month. I think you did extremely well, and I hope this time next month I will be coming to you telling you about all the things I sewed from this issue, because I just think there's so many things there that look great, especially that dress that I showed you the fabrics for. I'm definitely interested in tracing that out, getting it made up quickly. I hope you enjoyed looking through Burda with me. I hope you liked some of the patterns, and it was nice to be a bit more positive about some patterns in a magazine. It has been lovely hanging out with you today in the yellow chair. I hope that you're well and that you're staying cool in the heat. Don't forget to like, subscribe and ding ding for notifications. I'll see you next time. Bye.